Hey. Okay, so I'm gonna make this as short and quick as I can because I know this probably is going to be at least 20 minutes long. But I am currently in San Diego right now. I know why I'm here. I'm here for my best friend Helen's 21st birthday. We're surprising her tonight, but I'm gonna go get dinner with my friends Janadu and his friend Daniel, who's an acquaintance of mine. And yeah, that's a recap of why I'm here. But basically, I'm doing a mid-year check-in. I have a lot to go over. Basically, I plan to do this at the beginning of the month, but things happen, as we all know. And I'm grabbing my planner right now because I'm just going to go through the year and kind of talk about it. So let's start with January. It's so interesting to see how I've developed throughout the past year. And like I was like so into like YouTube videos and just like filming, but I think it's interesting to see how I've been disconnected to that, because in January like I was just like so into it, but I don't know, I just like have realized that throughout this past year, my like goals and kind of outline that I've made for my life is not exactly how I had seen it. But basically, like, I'm really proud of myself this year. Even though like I've changed a lot of my goals and kind of priorities, I've done it for the betterment of myself overall. And I think that's just like the best way to do it. Instead of like forcing myself to do something I don't want to do, I'm kind of like taking it at face value and rolling with the punches. It's so funny because like I can see like as I'm flipping through my pages, just like how not necessarily basic my life was, but like how much I cherished the simplicity of things during like COVID. And I've noticed that like I really wanted to prioritize myself mentally, physically, and emotionally at the beginning of this year. And I am very glad that I did that, because I feel like that really set the tone that this year was going to be no one else but for myself. And whether I gained or lost relationships, at the end of the day, like I need to take care of myself first. And I definitely lost some relationships, but I definitely feel like it was for the betterment of myself. January through about March, like I just was going through a really tough time mentally, and I really didn't love myself the way I was supposed to. And like just looking through these pages, I'm extremely happy with that. The struggles I kind of went through, everything just like kind of came together. And I think like probably in the past couple of months, I've really seen my life come full circle. But January, definitely, I went in with a lot of motivation, and I'm really glad I did. I went in with a lot of motivation, but without like standards, if that makes sense. Like I knew things that I wanted to do and I wanted to hold myself accountable, but I just like went in really motivated. And I don't know, like kind of have really transformed over this year, but yeah, I feel like I just like really dedicated myself to the roles that I wanted to develop. So even though like it may be cringy to some people that I am super involved in my college, I wanted to get a better outlook and perspective on it. And I feel like that really came through in February. I really wanted to show that I'm here to make a difference. And I feel like that was the month I learned that I really wanted to help people. And as I'm talking, I'm now realizing that to someone who does not know me, which I don't know if who would be watching this video if they didn't know me, or like if you're a friend who is listening, you're probably so fucking confused, but I'm just rambling and talking about my life experiences, because I feel like this would be really interesting to look back on in like 5 years time to see how I've developed, because I would say I'm a pretty interesting person and I want to value my life experiences. In February, like I definitely started to form this relationship with these 3 guys, Jesse, Janadu, and Anmol. I love them. They are my brothers, my support system. They really helped me in times of need. And so I'm really glad for the month of February, I really got to form that relationship with them. I even like wrote it down, like how many times in a week, like, I was hanging out with them. And then just, like, their philanthropy week was awesome. In March, I kind of started to feel myself really crumble a little bit with just, like, everything that I've been doing. A lot. I wanted to dedicate March to, like, being a hot girl, but that was really hard. And I think, like, at the end of that month and the beginning of April, I had even, like, mentioned that I had set all these goals, but I wasn't necessarily making them. And I think it's because I have so many things I need to do all the time, literally because I put them on my plate, that I also kind of start to forget some things. Also, my friend's pulling up, so I'm going to have to go through this really quickly. But, yeah, I think I really just started to get a lot more serious in March, but also kind of, like, reevaluate where I was. I heard a lot during March, being honest. I, like, kind of felt like I was losing hope a little bit. But spring break was fucking amazing, and it was exactly the break I needed. However, I do think it was a little bit too good of a break, and unfortunately, I realized, like, how much I was missing out on in terms of, like, life experiences. But I finally realized, like, I need to start spending more time with myself, so I took a solo beach day. I went to Joshua Tree, and honestly, I love Palm Springs. I had a pool party with my friend Sam, and then I went to San Diego, and then my friend Hannah turned 21. Like, I was just really valuing, like, the little life experiences, and really took advantage of the fact that I had a break. But then, I don't know, April was a really bad month. April really pushed me the fuck down and was like, this is what April did to me. They beat me the fuck up. I got in a car accident. I got out of a long-term relationship. I felt a lot of pressure from school. My grades were starting to slip. I just, like, had all these things that I was planning and needing to come together, but they weren't necessarily coming together. I just, like, had conflict with people I didn't want to have conflict with. I don't know. I just, like, April put me in this really, really tight place that I wanted to try really hard to get out of. And I think eventually I did by holding on to others around me. And I feel like over the past couple of months, like, I've really learned to value and cherish relationships a lot and not to let go of them. Basically hold on the tightest, when you feel like letting go is a really good takeaway. I really, like, got close to my friend Mo during this month, and I'm really glad I had that support system. After, like, my roommate Hannah and I also started to, like, mend our relationship, so it's really nice knowing that I have, like, people I can turn to. I don't know, April, I feel like I'm blacking out as I'm speaking because this is a brain dump. But yeah, I just really love my friends, and I'm really glad that I have them, and I love them so much. But yeah, and then it was May, and May was even more insane because I was ending school. It was finals, and I just, like, had a fucking, ever since the end of school, I've had the honestly most amazing time of my life. Like, I have not been saying no to experiences, and I am really, really grateful for that. And honestly, I'm gonna flex on myself right now. Like, I'm gonna flex for myself because I feel like I should, and I definitely need to. But I worked really hard, like, these past couple months. I finished this semester with a 3.81 GPA. I took 7 classes. A few of them were labs, but I finished the semester with a 3.8. Boom. I basically finished my term as Greek Council president and got a new position on Greek Council. I have been fulfilling the role of director of philanthropy for my sorority. I've been planning recruitment as vice president of Panhellenic. I'm a part of the McNair Scholar Program. I do research on the side for the Department of Regenerative Studies at my university. I work 3 jobs right now. I was working 4 at one point. I was working for the city of Buena Park as a lifeguard. I was working for the California Botanic Gardens as my visitor experience associate position, working for my university as a lifeguard again, and then I'm working for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration as a project intern. I like continue to like do all these things that really shock me, and I just like push myself to limits that I've like never gone to before. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like I just continue to raise the bar every month of like new things that I want to do and what I want to try, and just like going outside of my comfort zone and really like showing myself that I can do anything I put my mind to. I'm really proud of myself. I'm really super duper proud of myself. Like, I'm doing okay financially right now. I hit my savings goal. I'm going to hopefully go buy a passport. I'm moving out. I'm just like doing all of these things and really trying to take care of myself. I feel like my relationship, like physically, has gotten a lot better with myself, and like emotionally, I really value like my self-worth a lot more. And it's just like crazy, just like looking back on the 6 months, and then just like looking back another year. I was just like thinking, because I'm living at the Strat House right now, and for those who don't know, we in my university, we name the satellite houses we stay at. So I'm currently living at the Strat House, and like if me now, like me in the future on August 1st, who knows how much I'll change in the next like couple of weeks, but me on August 1st, standing back and meeting August 1st, 2020 Emily, like I don't think I would be recognizable physically. Like, I just look a lot different, and then just like emotionally and like mentally, I've grown so much more like resilient and accepting, and just I'm really proud of myself. I've done just like amazing things. I'm continuing to ramble. I've gone to Las Vegas with my best friends. I'm in San Diego right now. I was in Fremont and SF this past weekend with Mo. I saw Jake and Chris and Tess, and I was up there with Jesse and Janadu, and we walked like a half marathon for fun, like all across the city, just like seeing everything and having a good time, and just like going to the beach. And there's like so much more that I'm forgetting. The 4th of July was actually super fun this year. I don't know, I just like, if I want something to happen, I've learned that I can make it work, and I just really have to do that for myself. But at the same time, I'm also learning that I still need to be true to my responsibilities and get stuff done, even though it may not be the most fun. I kind of enjoy that I'm working for my future, and I really want to make my future how I want it. I want to make the perfect job for me, and I know it's out there somewhere. And this like kind of leads on to a new tangent of like how I know I mentioned like the NOAA opportunity, but I fucking love working for NOAA. I think it's completely changed like my outlook on what I want to do with my future career, and just like my interest, and understanding that I'm like so much more than I actually am, like academically. I don't know, like I just like am very proud of myself. My mind is going on so many tangents, but high five to myself, bro. I really be doing awesome things sometimes. A moment of silence for all the successes, because I'm really happy, and I want to share my happiness. I really do believe that if you put out in the world and you speak into existence and you act towards what you want, it'll come back to you. And I'm very grateful for everything that has happened in my life. I take everything as a lesson, and I'm really, really excited to like just continue to see how the rest of the year plays out. I don't know, turn 21 in like 12 days. So that's really, no, less than 12 days, 11 days. So that's really fun. There's just like so much more that is going to happen. There's like just like so much in the unknown, but it's all good. Everything's going to be good. So lots of talking that I did in 15 minutes. Let's see if I can continue making YouTube videos again. I don't think I will, but I'll check in every 6 months. Hey. All right. Also, big lesson. Don't fear regret. I need to include this. Do not fear regret. I can do anything. And on that note, let's see where life takes us.